moving onwards to the next session on the topic Power of Facilitation in Training edTalk powered by edForce. Introducing our thought leader, Ms. Roopshree Surana, Performance Enhancement and Communication Coach. Ms. Roopshree Surana is a passionate facilitator, leadership trainer with 15 years of experience. She has trained over 25,000 professionals and coached around 300 plus leaders in areas like influential communication, stress management, and executive excellence. Her values of inspiration, integrity, and identity define her success journey. Welcoming Ms. Roopshree Surana with a huge round of applause.
Hi everyone, a happy afternoon to all of you. How are we all doing today? Great. Can I quickly check the energy in the room? Can I quickly check the energy in the room, please? Yes. It's very low, isn't it? There are about 80 of us here. That's what the number that I got to hear. Can I quickly check the energy in the room? Yes. Yes, I'm expecting some movement as well. Yes, I could see a friend there waving at me. Wonderful. Again, a quick check. Can I check the energy in the room with some movement? Yes. Yes. Wow, I love that. Great. Thank you so much for having me here. I would begin, of course, a brief introduction about me has already been given, but I would like to begin with who I am and what am I here for today. A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. This is the quote that embodies the belief that I carry for myself and the people I train, coach, and mentor. I've been in this space for good 15 and a half years, and I completely understand that it is so difficult for us to step out of our comfort zones. How many of you resonate with me? It's so difficult to step out of our comfort zones. And who better than me, who's experienced it all? And it's so overwhelming to be courageous, to be the courageous you. Yeah. I have been in this space for good 15 and a half years, as I was mentioning. My journey with, and I'm really excited today to share with you and talk on a subject which is at the heart of facilitation, which is at the heart of learning and development, the power of facilitation. Yeah. Today, I invite you all to explore with me the power of facilitation. I've been seeing you all completely absorbing whatever is getting shared on the, from the speakers here. So I thought, why not immerse you into a little more interaction, a little more discussion. Are we all up for that? Yes? A little more interaction, a little more sharing, a little more discussions within the team. Yes? Are we all ready for that? Yes? Great. Wonderful. So we will together explore the power of facilitation. I was told that you have a very limited time, and I thought, all right, instead of me doing the talking and getting into a one-sided conversation, I thought, how about getting into a dialogue? How about getting into the process of facilitation together? But then let me also share with you how and when my journey into facilitation began. My journey into facilitation began in 2018 when I attended one of the facilitated sessions, or I was a part of the conference at Hyderabad being organized by International Association of Facilitators. Since then, I kind of transitioned my methodology, my training methodology, and have started embracing the power of facilitation. I'm sure all the L&D heads sitting out here must have experienced some part of facilitation either during the meetings or during your learning interventions, and somehow might have imbibed the learning, somehow might have imbibed this facilitation in your learning culture. So today I want you to exchange your ideas, exchange your thoughts, come up with your stories and the experiences that you have experienced in your organization, and go ahead and share it with the other organizations. And let's together, by the end of my talk, come up with some best practices that we could implement into our organizations. Are we all ready for that? Are we all ready to explore the processes of facilitation? So today, before we walk out, at least walk out of my program, I would help you with two processes. So let's begin with the process number one. working? Okay, sure. So I'm sure some of you must have certainly heard about this process 136. How many of us have heard about liberating structures? Liberating structures as a process during our facilitative interactions. Any of us? Okay. So I'm going to put you into the exploration of liberating, one of the liberating structures, which is 1, 2, 4, and all. However, looking at the size of the audience today, I would really want to get into a small tweaking of it and would want to make it as 1, 3, 6, and all. So for this particular process, I would request you all to bring in a little movement. I know you all have been comfortably seated into your comfort zones. That's the reason I started off with a quote, right? It isn't easy for us to step out of our comfort zones. So I'm making it a little uncomfortable for you to get out of your comfort zones. And I would request all of you to get into a little movement. Yeah? So as we get into exploring this, one of the powerful processes of facilitation, which is a 1, 2, 4, or 1, 3, 6, and all, I would want each of you to individually reflect on the question that you have on screen currently. There's a question for you all on screen at the moment. I want you all to individually reflect on this question, and you do have your pen and the notepad in front of you. I want you all to write down what specific moments or experiences come to your mind when you reflect on the impact of facilitation in your organization. And the time that I give you for this is 2 minutes. So there's another additional question just to support and bring forward your answers. How has facilitation influenced your work or interactions within the team? Timer for 2 minutes is on. I want you all to list down what are those moments or the experiences which has really impacted or impacted your team together as a part of your facilitation process. You can briefly list down a few pointers. Anybody with any questions for me? Any clarifications? I would want a quick show of hand once you're done with it. Of course, the timer is running, but then if you're done before that, I would appreciate a quick show of hand. What specific moments or experiences come to your mind when you reflect on the impact of facilitation? Done? Sure. So I see a few hands raised up. Okay. All right. Yes, sure. All right. How many more seconds left? Pardon? 30 seconds? Sure. So 30 seconds more for you to think through of the experiences, the moments that you have experienced as a part of your facilitative process. Wonderful. At the moment, I just want you to reflect and put it up on the sheet of paper. Yeah? I'll invite you to share it with your groups very shortly. I'll do that. All right. I think we're done with our 2 minutes, and I'm sure a lot of you have scribbled on your notepads as to what are the moments, what are the experiences. Now I invite all of you to rise up from your seats, leave behind all the belongings, carry the sheet of paper on which you've written these moments or briefly explained the experiences. I want you all to quickly pick up that sheet of paper, move around and connect with 3 more people, connect with 2 more people and form a group of 3. Very quickly move around, connect with 2 more people in the large group that you have. And there is another question that I would want you to reflect on. I would prefer if you can move from the tables, come out of your comfort zones, move around, connect with 2 more people, form a group of 3. 3 or 4. You don't want to come out of your comfort zone, you're comfortably seated there. Get into the groups of 3. I would appreciate if you can rise up and, you can stand and communicate as well. Are we all together? Yes? All right, all right. Okay, networking is after this interaction. I don't want you to network at the moment. We do have enough networking slots where we would. All right. Everybody together. I want a quick show of hand if you are with me. A quick show of hand if you're with me. Without speaking, without speaking. This is just to bring the attention in the room. Just to bring the attention in the room. Yes, I don't want you to discuss. I just want a show of hand with a complete silence. A quick show of hand with a complete silence. Yes? People at the back? Can I have you all with me? Yes. All right. So right at this moment, as you are formed in the teams of 3, I want you to reflect on this question. This is a question that is for your for your group's reflection now. So it's mentioned groups of 2. It's a larger group, so I've moved it to groups of 3. Share your stories, the individual stories that you have written. I want you to share those stories, share those experiences, share those moments with the team at the large, the team of 3. Discuss your stories, the impact facilitation has created in your team. Yeah? Are we together? Maybe I'll just have to get down the podium and speak to you there. Yes, teams? This is a question for you to discuss within the team of 3. Within the team of 3, I want you to discuss your stories amongst yourselves. Write down the pointers that are emerging out of the discussions that you're doing. One of you can just quickly jot down the inputs. Pardon? No, it was same. Now you're coming together and discussing the stories. That was an individual reflection. Now you're discussing with a team of 3. So we have about 3 minutes for this. 30 seconds are over. 3 minutes for this. Just 3 minutes. I'll just track. Not connecting with the team at last. All right. We have another minute and a half. Another minute and a half for your discussion. Are we done with this sharing of the stories? Yes? Okay. Done? If the teams are done, I would appreciate a quick show of hands. Done with your sharings as a team? Yeah. Are we done as a team? Done with your sharings? Okay. Teams at the back. All right. A few more seconds just to wrap up your conversation that you're having in the teams. Five, 4, 3, 2, and we stop our conversation here. All right. Can I have you all with me? Yes. Let's stop the discussion within the group of 3. Okay. Sure. So as a process next, while you formed into the teams of 3, the people who have been very comfortably sitting in their own spaces, it's time for us to move a little, bring in a little energy in the room by movement, by your body movement. So we'll just form into groups of 6. So 2 groups coming together. 2 groups coming together, and there is a question that you have to get into a discussion. 2 groups coming together, maybe on the table, or you want to just come along, stand and form a circle and discuss. Groups of 6. Five is also good. Were you 3 and 2 as a team earlier? Okay, sure. 2 groups coming together. 2 groups coming together. Are we all in the groups of 6? Yes? 5? 4? Why don't you join with 2 more people and form a group of 6? Why don't you invite 2 more people? Are we all with groups of 5, 6? A larger group? 7? Okay. So you have an additional resource. And all right. Teams, all with me. Here's what you're going to discuss in groups of 6. As I said, I've kind of made slight change to 1, 2, 4 and made it 1, 3, 6. So here's what you're going to get into discussion. Whatever you discussed in the small group, share insights from your smaller group discussion and explore the common themes or patterns that emerged. You must have spoken together in groups of 3. Now in groups of 6, what emerged as a common pattern or as a common theme in your discussions? And how do these experiences align with or diverge from the overall perception of the facilitation impact? So the questions are right up here for you to get into a broader discussion with the group of 6. And I give you another 3 minutes to do this. Another 3 minutes to get you into the discussion on how do these experiences that you're sharing and coming together, helping you align with the overall perception of the facilitation impact. So we are setting 3 minutes for this discussion. What emerged as a common theme, as a common pattern? Jot down points together. One of you can be the scribe in the team. Yeah, if you can just scribe what's getting discussed. So are we discussing on the broader question there? Yes. So one of you can scribe the thoughts of the team coming together. You can just come back together. Okay, were you not? You have a list of points. Maybe discuss in the larger group, and maybe you can see what patterns are emerging as a group together. Are we as a team working together? Why did you join together? You all are from the L&D space?
Yeah.
Yes. So form a group together. There are questions that you can reflect on. joining any? Would you mind joining any of the teams?
I just went for a call.
Okay. Sure. All right. Sure. Are we done as a team together? You were the first part? You've just come in? Okay. Were you working as a team together? You weren't here. Okay. Maybe in the plenary share you can contribute. All right. Another 45 seconds. We'll take another 5-10 minutes. Another 5-7 minutes. All right. Sure. I now feel that you must have had a list of experiences when you discussed as a team of 6. People, time up. Time up for our discussion. Put your hands up if you're with me. Okay. All right. Sure. So what you just experienced, can I quickly hear from you what was insightful for you in the discussion? Can I request you all to please come back to your seats? People at the back, please come back to your seats. Yes, get back to your own seats. Please settle down. Okay. Everybody, get yourself comfortable once again. Sure. What stood out for you in the discussions that you had? I would like to hear at least 3 voices from the entire team. What stood out for you in the entire discussions that you've had in the last 10 minutes? People, are you with me? No team discussions. Let's have a quick plenary discussion. All right. So I would invite 3 voices to share with me what stood out for you in the discussions that you've had. Yes, please. Sure. Hold on. I would appreciate if you all can respect the speaker there. Yes. Can we share a mic? Share the mic, please. Can we pass on the mic? Yes. We'll do a quick sharing. What stood out for you in the discussion?
First of all, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Tushar. I'm from Carl Zeiss, India. We had a very diverse group of different individuals from different domains. The most important thing I could see was striking similarities and differentiations in terms of thought and aspirations about L&D and the interventions that we're doing. If you want me to list out a few, I'll be able to do that.
A few, very briefly.
I'll just list out 2.
Yeah.
There's a flip side of coin, like to and fro of the coin that I could see, wherein one of the perceptions was whenever we are training internally versus external facilitation, internal facilitators are like ghar ki murgi dal barabar.
Okay.
Also, to the flip side of the coin, my perception is if a trainer or a facilitator is from in-house, the trainer or facilitator will be able to create more touch points with all the employees in the organization at a distinct level. And he or she will not just be able to reach out in form of just those 4 or 5 interventions within the learning journey. It will be much more enhanced one-to-one discussions possible, like usually these happens with HRBPs or direct managers or skip managers. L&D can also play a very vital role in understanding the learning needs on an individual level and post that coaching can also be done to improve and enhance performance.
All right.
So that was one point.
Great. Thank you.
Great. And I also feel like, one question was, what is the impact? So the impact that I could really see is when the facilitation is done internally, the time utilized initially to break the ice, and it's a very minor point, but when we calculate it towards the end of the year, the time utilized for ice breaking activities in the start, which is 20 to 40 minutes on any leadership meetings, even a little more, that reduces much more if there are people or SMEs or facilitators within house.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great. Thanks for sharing your perspective.
Most
Can we
welcome.
have a big round of applause for him, for his sharing? Thank you. May I invite one more voice with a very brief, insights on what stood out for you in the discussions that you had? Yes, please. Can you just pass on the mic here?
So hi, this is Shikha from Arigin Life Sciences. So we also have a group with diverse organizations. So when we reflected on the moments and experiences, when we are a facilitator, so there were few points which come into picture. Like we provide platforms for empowering people and also help people to enhance their leadership skills by calling them on the dais, sharing their experience, and we help them to come out of the silos and network with more people in the organization. And other than that, driving innovation through knowledge sharing sessions and helping them to take pride in their work and also creating psychological safety.
Absolutely. So when I transitioned from being a trainer to being a facilitator, I could see a splurge in the energy and the enthusiasm amongst the participants, and two very key parameters that were the obstacles for me. One was to create a psychological safe space, and the other was to bring in that ownership amongst all the learners, to create the learning culture in a way where everybody owns it. So very quickly, I'm just wrapping it up with, as I said, I'll share another framework. So ORED, I'm not sure how many of us are using ORED. As facilitators, ORED is an amazing framework to structure your thoughts. Whether it is while you're making decisions, whether you're giving feedback, in order to make it completely facilitative, it just touches all the aspects. It talks about what you have experienced, how did it make you feel, what were the insights, and how do you draw interpretations, and then what decisions do you take. So it's a very well connected and a linear framework, I should say, very well structured framework, which really helps you to have structured conversations. With this, I would just, I know there's a lot of arrangement getting done for the next conversation or the panel discussion out here. So great, thank you so much for having me here, and let's together continue exploring the power of facilitation. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Roopshree Surana.